Well, a very good morning and welcome back to day 2 of competition here in Oberwart. We are looking forward to 3 weight categories today. It's a women's competition here in Oberwart. There is a men's competition taking place in Rome. They've got 4 weight categories over there, but we've got 3 here on the second day of competition. The under 70 kilo category, the under 78 and the plus 78 kilo categories. Let's take a look at the top 4 seeds in each of those weight categories. In the under 70 kilo category, it's Kalita Zupancic of Canada. The number 2 seed is the home favourite Bernadette Graf of Austria. Number 3 seed is Nunira Karen of Japan, and the number 4 seed, the African champion Antonio Moreira of Angola. In the under 78 kilo category, Ivana Maranic of Croatia is the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed is Umeki Mami of Japan. The number 3 seed is Gemma Gibbons of Great Britain, and the number 4 seed is Hamada Shori of Japan. Kirsten Thiele is also in there, the Olympic silver medalist from the under 70 kilo category. She's moved up to 78. She's in the mix as well. The plus 78 kilo category, well, the number 1 seed there is Yu Song of China. The number 2 seed is Tachimoto Megumi of Japan. The number 3 seed is Gulse Kocaturk of Turkey. And the number 4 seed, Inamori Nami of Japan. So let's just go back then and look in that weight category and see what the likely matchups are. Zupancic should have things tied up in the under 70 kilo category until the semi-final stage. A likely opponent in the semi-final is either Antonio Moreira of Angola or Valeria Ferrari of Italy. Those two look like real possibilities. The only person that could upset that, I think, is Ten Fei of China. She was 5th at the Olympic Games. She should cause some problems in there. Bernadette Graf should make it through to the semi-final. Her likely opponent there is Nunira Karen of Japan. That she'd have to take care of Juliana Robra of Switzerland and Anka Pogacnik of Slovenia. In the under 78 kilo category, well, we've mentioned the top 4 seeds and Kirsten Thiele, and the winner is going to come from one of those 5, either Maranic, Hamada, Thiele, Umeki or Gibbons. In the plus 78 kilo category, it's a little bit trickier. We've got the top 4 seeds there. We mentioned Yu, Inamori, Tachimoto and Kocaturk, but Yu's training partner, the Chinese Wang Rui, is also on hand. I haven't mentioned any of the Europeans, and there's apart from Gulse Kocaturk, and the reason for that is the Asians in this weight category look just far too strong, and the history of the plus 78 kilo category really has been about either the Chinese or the Japanese, or at a push the Cubans. Those are the only 3 countries that have really shared the big medals. That's the Olympic Games. So that's the way that I think this one is going to go, either the Chinese or the Japanese favourite to take it. Now we're going to start with the under 70 kilo category on. Let's have a look and see where we're going to go here. Why don't we go to mat number 1. We'll start with Michaela Pollers of Austria. She faces Jenny Werner of Germany. It's an all German speaking matchup in the first round. Sit back and enjoy all the action.
First round, category up to 70 kg. In blue judo, representing Germany, Jenny Werner. And in white judo, representing Austria.
I haven't seen Jenny Werner before. A first look at Jenny Werner. He's in the under 70 kilo category. The Germans have got a good number of useful fighters in that weight category. It was really good. The referee just indicated that he wanted the coach to stop coaching during the contest as the contest was running, but it wasn't the coach, it was someone standing behind him. It's a nice little trick, that. Go and stand behind the coach and keep shouting, and you get the coach put out. Because the referee's going to think it's him. So it's a nice tactic. Werner looks left-sided, as I was saying earlier, in a tough weight category with Sandra Diedrich and Laura Vargas Koch. They've got to break into the top echelons of that and find yourself one of the top spots. For quite a while, that category was, as far as the Germans were concerned, was taken by Ilyana Marzog. She was desperately unlucky before London not to get the selection. But that didn't have anything to do with the IJF criteria. It was the German NOC who decided that the points that she'd scored weren't scored at the right time. They wanted them scored closer to the event, and Kirsten Thiele had the points scored at the right time, so she got the pick and ended up with a silver medal. Poleras picks up a second penalty. Finding it hard going against Werner, without Werner doing a great deal. Into the last minute now, still waiting for the first score. Two penalties against the Austrian, enough to give the contest to Jenny Werner of Germany. It'll be Werner to face the number one seed, Kalita Zupancic of Canada, in the second round. Coming up next, Alena Aiglova of the Czech Republic faces Shurkan Bakacak of Turkey. It's Aiglova in the white judogi, Bakacak in blue. Down on mat number 2, Lola Mansour has just defeated Alexander Samadzic of Bosnia.
Winner on mat 2, Lola Mansour of Belgium. Fighting next, Christelle Gabi of France versus Lucia Tambore of Italy.
Bakacak finding it difficult to get past Aiglova's leg, the outstretched right leg, and that kept her away. Bakacak on the board with Yuka. Aiglova has picked up the Shido. Second Shido against the Czech fighter now. Nice effort there from Bakacak, didn't end up with a score. Shows some speed. Now it's Aiglova's turn to at least turn in. A left-sided effort from Bakacak, but Aiglova is able to fight that off. Just need to tidy the gi up. Just the two Shidos then, for a moment. The referee looked as though she wanted to give a third Shido to Aiglova, but that hasn't happened. And now Bakacak has to defend on the leg. Gives me a chance to welcome for the first time this morning Sandra Zaghetti. Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Good morning, Sheldon. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. Okay. We started off well. Judo looks okay, and I think it's going to be the same as yesterday. It's not big numbers. Of course, it's less today because we've got 3 weight categories instead of 4, and then we don't have as many in the 78 and plus 78 as in other weights. But I think the quality is going to be quite good. And strangely enough, I'm looking forward to the plus 78 kilo category, which is something I don't often say.
And why is that?
Well, historically, it's not been the strongest weight. And I don't mean physically, because physically it is the strongest weight, but technically it tends not to give up or present the best judo. That pen is not working, I'm afraid, for some reason.
Right.
So we've shot that particular bolt. We need a we need a pen. We are penless at present. Christelle Gary of France has won her contest in the under 78 kilo category in round 1, down on mat number 2.
So who is your bet on today?
Difficult to say.
Next. Weight category plus 78 kilogram. Elisa Bacchio of Italy versus Sarah Mayerhofer.
Bakacak only 8 seconds away from a win here. I thought we'd seen all the Turkish winners yesterday. It would appear that they've presented another one today. Who's going to take this contest? And we've still got Gulsa Kochaturk to come.
That's right.
No real concerns about who's coming up next. It's still early days. We've got the plus 78 kilo category taking place on mat number 2. Elisa Marcio of Italy faces Sarah Mayerhofer of Austria, but we're going to stay on mat number 1. Klara Opateka of Slovenia faces Evelyn Salanki. Salanki Evelyn of Hungary. That's who's coming up next.
You mean Shalanki?
Is it Shalanki?
Shalanki, yeah.
Okay.
So yesterday we had a Chinese lesson, today we are going for Hungarian.
I think this one may be easy. Right, it's Apoteka in the white judogi, Shalanki in blue.
I'm not sure why. Not sure why the contest was held up for a bit. Well, Shalanki Evelyn is from the same club as Czernowickieva.
Just different sizes.
Yeah, that's right.
I bet they're not training partners, are they?
No, I doubt it.
Go on. Yeah. Come on. I'd like that for a score. I'd have been screaming for a score. What about you?
Yeah, I would give it a go as well. The movement was blocked, but then
Oh well.
she carried on.
We were talking about this last night. There are more than enough people who know what they are doing to come up with that decision, and they decided against it, so quite clearly it's not a score.
That's right.
Missed with a little foot sweep attempt. Did.
She keeps trying that Mohikomi, isn't she? But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem that it's going to work. Now she picks up a penalty.
Almost countered.
She leaves too much space there. Shalanki left too much space there
There's plenty of time.
for Apotheca to work.
Minute
And
50.
now as well. Tries the counter again.
Yeah,
But this time it worked.
Come on. Flat on
That
her
was
back,
flat
man.
out,
Come
that's right.
on. Come on.
It didn't look like at the beginning that it's going to work, did it?
Yeah, yeah.
She got stuck in and she finished it off. I think they will stay with the
Yeah,
Wasabi.
I thought it was Ippon.
I think so too.
Ippon blue. Yeah, come
There you go.
on, man. Yeah.
No, that was definitely flat out on the back.
Yeah.
Wang Rui of China versus Joanna Jarowska of Poland.
Right. Wang
What's
Rui
next?
of China faces Joanna Jarowska down on mat number 2. Let's go down there. Let's go down to mat number 2 because this is going to be a tougher contest
Okay.
than Kubra Kara and Katrin Buzov. Let's have a look at Wang. She's likely to cause some problems today. We could be looking at the winner, you know.
You reckon?
All right, that's a stretch when you've got Yu Song and
And you got
Tachimoto
Tachimoto as
Megumi,
well.
Inamori Nami. There's, a few ahead of her, but
That's right.
Chinese produce good heavyweights. This one is not the sort of Yu Song or Tong Wen size, but there was, who was the Olympic champion in Sydney? Chinese, a plus 78. Oh, nice Makikomi effort. Got herself into a good position. It was Yuan Hua, H-U-A. She was the Olympic champion, plus 78, the Chinese. Don't worry about that, judoinfo.com. You don't need that.
Oh yeah, you are the walking lexicon, not me.
No, you can check it if you want, but...
No, I tried.
No, go on.
You know it more than anyone, I think.
No, but have a look. Have a look and see if it is. Plus 78 kilos. Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. Yuan Hua. She was that size. And my computer's not even open. Wang's picked up the Shido. Oh, you haven't got access to internet.
I know I have here.
Oh, you have? Okay, go on.
Nothing there.
Wang is a little bit more in the style of Tin Tian.
So what was it? Over 78,
Plus
right?
78, yeah. There you go. Let's have a look. Yeah. Yuan Hua. And if you look at her, she had a couple of years off and then she came back and she won the gold medal in Warsaw at the European Open. She just, after the Olympic Games in Sydney, she took a couple of years off, came back, won her last tournament was a gold medal at the Warsaw European Open. And then she said, no, I don't fancy it. I remember chatting to her and saying, are you coming back? She said, well, I just thought I'd have give it a go. And I don't fancy it.
She didn't feel like it, yeah.
She just smashed everybody in the European Open. I said, no, I don't fancy it. I mean, she looks so good. She looks so good, you know. Really good heavyweight. But just didn't fancy it. Came back. You know, she could do. She just wanted to know that she could do it, and then just said, "Oh, you know, I'll leave it, thanks." No score yet.
Fair
Both
enough.
have picked up a Judo apiece. Yeah.
After winning the Olympic gold.
Yeah. Oh, chance of the counter. Untidy. You should have been able to take advantage of that, didn't you?
Yes,
You know, but she was
I agree.
untidy. No, this is not the winner. We're not looking at the winner here from either of these.
I'm looking forward to see Tachimoto.
Yeah. Tachimoto and Yu
Competing
Song, Inamori Nami missed with the Makikomi effort there. A bit slow. She does remind me of Qinqian. Wang. She hasn't got the throwing power of Yuan Hua or Tong Wen. Those are some big throwers. Could really bang people over. Just
She drops down with that. Makikomi has to defend it.
Uchikari. Makikomi upon, yeah.
This time it worked.
Yeah. Well, the Polish coach was complaining that Wang was pulling her fighter down. Jarowska is a big, strong girl and shouldn't get pulled around like that. Just had to stay up. But she was blowing heavily and 3 minutes had gone. She was a bit tired and just couldn't stand the pressure any longer. Her head went down. Look. She pulls her in here, Ochigari. See, she's already complaining about the head being pulled down.
Yes.
But the fighter hasn't stood up.
That's right.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a grip or anything. There was no control over it.
She didn't try to stand up.
I believe now we're going to have the second round of the under 70 kilogram category.
Yeah, we're going to stay on mat number 2 for the second round of the under 70 kilo category. Who have we got coming up then?
Bernadette Graf of Austria in white and Melissa Helene of France in blue.
Nice test here.
Yes.
Right away for Bernadette Graf. Woo!
She might not give it a chance for any kind of test.
Oh, that was neat.
That was really
nice.
nice.
Very quick.
I believe she wants to repeat the success of Unterwurz that had yesterday. The coach is telling her to calm down.
Shido for wrapping the leg round. I thought that was a bit more than Shido if you did that. If you attempt to throw, then that is Hansoku Mako. She's just blocking. Jenny Werner's back on the mat.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yes, that's.
Sumigaishi, Yuko there, but that was a possible.
I agree with you.
Almost the case of the bite a bit there. Graf pretty good with the counters and almost countered herself there.
Go for.
Just needs to drop the hips a little, doesn't she?
Yes.
And then launch with a really big uchimata. She's got, she's tall enough and leggy enough. She should be able to bang one of those out. Good position now. Got to be brave to go all the way through.
With the counter.
Yeah. So she's also thinking about the counter, but really it's the attacking side to Graf, I think, is really dangerous. Chance on the ground now.
Just lost it, I think.
Advice from Marco Spitke there. Zupancic has won her opening contest on mat number 1 in the under 70 kilo category.
And she's going through to the quarterfinals already. Someone is gonna get caught of this.
Yeah, you don't want to be hanging around on the hip for that long,
Caught from here. Now as she was taking the sleeve going for a cross grip, she got caught by Helen. Now Graf picks up a Shido as well. It might not be the ideal grip she's looking to have. Could have done a bit more with her arm. Now she's going into Navaza. Trying to do a turnover to get into a hold down, but Helen keeps turning out of it. Reaching the last minute of this contest. They keep lunging in, both of them. They keep just getting any grip and just lunging in. It's a nice space for coach as well.
Yes. You've got to think about both directions, haven't you?
Yes.
And at the moment, both fighters look as though they're just thinking of one.
They keep drilling the same thing. Last 30 seconds to go. Second penalty for Graf. Not sure if that position is in her favor or not.
Oh, there's a good chance there.
Last 10. Let's see if she can push this last bit through on the ground. She's looking at the clock as well.
That'll
What do
do.
I've got left? Yes.
Yeah, well, the end of that contest has come just in time for Graf. Wouldn't have wanted another minute, would you?
No, I don't think so.
Just looked as though she was about to touch with the right hand.
That's
Yuko
right.
was a good score. Came up with what was the winning score there?
Right at the beginning. That's the end of this contest, and Graf is taking her place into the quarterfinal already after winning her first contest.
Bernadette Graf aus Österreich.
Doesn't look like she's in top form, does she?
Well, slow start.
At 2.
Things could get better.
Hopefully they will.
They can't get worse, because if they do, she'll lose. So it's going to get better. That's my money.
Next, on mat number 2, we have Giulia Cantoni of Italy in white and Lola Mansour of Belgium in blue. That's still the under 70 kilogram category. And Graf will face the winner of this contest in the quarterfinal.
Going to leave you with Cantoni and Mansour then, and leave you in the company of Sandra Zaghetti. I'll be back shortly.
Cantoni starts off with a left-sided grip on a double lapel. It's quite unusual. Not really serious attacks, just pressuring with the leg. And pressuring Mansour at the edge. Putting her in danger to picking up a Shido right at the beginning. Again seeking for the double lapel grip. I haven't seen much judo player having to grip on double lapel. I'm looking forward to see what she will come up with from there as an attack. The mat number 1, the gong just gone off, where Zhao Zhou won her first contest against Ebony Drysdale Daly. That's also the under 70 kilogram category.
Winner on event 1, Xu Xiao of China. Fighting next, Antonia Moreira of Angola versus Valeria Ferrari of Italy.
Now Mansour is trying to block out that double lapel grip, as she literally cannot do much from it. As soon as Cantoni has the double lapel, Mansour is stuck in there, and all she can do is just step back and try and make sure she doesn't get caught. Now she drops down. With this kind of grip, Cantoni keeps a good distance of her opponent, and it makes it really difficult to get closer or get any comfortable grip for Mansour. She's now trying to go with the inside grip and trying to block out the sleeve, dropping down on the right side for left side, sorry, on the Sayonage. Not quite tidy yet. And there she picks up her first Shido. And now she managed to get the sleeve. Going for Soda. Good effort. So Cantoni also receives the Shido. That evens up now the contest between of Cantoni and Mansour. So he's seeking that sleeve again, and there it is. She's stuck in again with that double lapel. Cantoni is trying for Sutamiwaza. Last minute of this contest. Another drop Senaga attack on the right side this time. Morota Senaga, but because of Cantoni's grip structure, it's really difficult for Mansour to get in there and actually be able to score from there. Now she got it inside. There it is again. Cantoni keeps getting that double level, which causes serious trouble for Mansour. She's trying to keep a good distance of that. Another drop Senaga attempt. She might pick up a second penalty. Yeah, Cantoni got her second penalty. It won't be long before Mansour gets another one if she keeps stepping out of the contest area. Now she's working in Nevaza, trying to get this last 10 seconds to go pass by, and then she can take the lead to the quarterfinals as well. Here's the last bit. She has to be careful at the edge. Cantoni is pressuring her to step out, hoping that Mansour will get the last Shido, but I believe that's the end of it. And it's Lola Mansour of Belgium who is going through to the next round, and she will face Bernadette Graf of Austria in the quarterfinal of the under 70 kilogram category. On mat number 1, we have the African champion Antonia Moreira leading against Valeria Ferrari.
Winner on the mat 2, Lola Mansour of Belgium. Fighting next,
Next on, we have
of Switzerland versus Anka Pogacnik of Slovenia.
Juliana Robra of Switzerland facing Anka Pogacnik of Slovenia. It will be Robra in white and Pogacnik in blue. She's taking the lead with a grip in, securing a strong left-handed grip, but it seems to me that it suits Robra well.
Very awkward fighter, Robra. She's got good physical attributes, good right size for this weight category. Tough,
Right.
experience, but she's not the most explosive, you know.
Ah.
Very difficult fighter.
Moreira just scored a Wazari as well on mat number 1. Besides her Yuko she picked up
Yeah,
previously.
she's a completely different fighter from Robra. Moreira is an exciting fighter to watch. You never know what's going to happen with her.
Exactly.
She could be flying
She
one
just
day
goes
and
out. Oh yes.
or she could be doing the bashing the next.
That's right.
I like watching her. She's exciting to watch. She can be frustrating as well. Anyway, she's won her opening contest on mat number 1. Former African champion through to the next round.
Robra scored a Yuko
And one, Antonia
to take the lead in this contest.
Fighting next, Chen Fei of China versus Shukran Bagachak of Turkey.
Do we know what's happened to Ozer Demruk here?
No.
Because that contest never happened, and I've just double checked on the draw.
Maybe she didn't make
On
the
the
weight.
new
No,
draw.
she. Well, not sure. Anyway, Chen Fei takes to mat number 1. She faces Sukran Bakachak. That's down on mat number 1. We're going to continue watching mat number 2, Juliana Robra and Anka Pogachnik.
She's so solid, isn't she, Robra? She stands there so
Yeah.
solid. It's like impossible to get her out of her strong posture. Working Nawaza now. Trying to get the arm for her favorite turnover. Ranchnik is stepping there with an Osoto. I think she wants to go for Makikomi as her final turn-in, but Robra is too strong to be breaking in just like that. So going back to the left. Left versus left situation. It's a good effort from Slovenian. That was the gong on mat number 1. Chen Fei just was it held on? Hold on?
Yeah, Osai Komi.
Osai Komi.
Mat number 1. Chen Fei, the Chinese, through to the next round. Who's Chen going to face? Oh, Moreira.
And I believe we also have an Osai Komi here
Sangaku Gatami.
by Robra.
Yeah.
Next, Ivana Pavlic of Croatia.
That's the end of
Slanky
this contest, and Robra will face Noni Rakaran of Japan. That would be a good one to watch as well. Bronze medalist from the World Championships last year. Am I right? Just checking with you.
Mat 2, Juliana Oberwart of Switzerland. Fighting next, category up to 78 kilogram, Umeki Nami of Japan.
Got the replay
versus Marie Branza
of the Yuko score from Robra. Good counter.
Sri Lanka is on mat number 1 again, the Hungarian back on the mat, this time against the number 1 seed, Ivana Maranic of Croatia.
I've just seen Gemma Gibbons, London 2012 Olympic silver medalist, also queuing up, getting ready for her first contest.
She's standing a couple of feet away from another Olympic silver medalist, Kirsten Thiele
Yeah.
of Germany. Didn't get a chance to speak to Kirsten in the warm-up area this morning. We could have told her, you have to do it, Kirsten. It's your turn.
Here we got Mami Umeki of Japan in white and Mary Branza of Germany in blue. And that's mat number 2. Pressure from the Japanese. completely outgripped Bronzer. And as the result of that, she picks up the first Judo. League Olympic champion and silver medalist Meki Tukada is supporting Gumeki in this contest.
Oh, that was poor, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was more of a desperate attack
Yeah.
as she was stepping out of the contest area.
Brancer didn't fancy that grip and decided, oh, I'll just throw something in here. She gets away with it though.
Well, Meki dominates Bronzer, I'm afraid. Back with that strong grip on the left side. You can see her grip as she gets her hand on. You can see that's not going anywhere. It's the second penalty for Bronzer.
She's not enjoying this, is she, the German?
Not
Ochikari.
at all.
Really struggling.
She's just thinking, what am I going to do now?
This is a mismatch. It is though, I mean,
It
you
is,
know,
yeah.
she hasn't come up with anything.
Not at all.
She can't. Just holding on for dear life. Another poor effort.
Looks like one of those drilling sessions when
Yeah.
you're practicing your gripping.
Meki's all over at the moment. Attempting the turnover into the Sangaku Gatami. She's defending this well at the moment. And just as I say that, she
Had
goes
the
over on her
movement, I was going
side.
to say.
Just needs to pull up on that arm, get that a bit tighter, and then she can work on freeing the leg. It's the right leg that she wants out now, and
She keeps it
yeah,
fairly
it's-
strong, the leg. I don't think the
it's gone
referee will let
further
it
now.
go.
I'd call Mate now.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Minute and a half left to go. Maranic in trouble down on mat number 1, by the way. Shalanki giving the Croatian, the number 1 seed, some problems.
And Bronzer just picked up the third penalty. And I think we're not far off from the fourth one now. It's getting dragged down by Umaki.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the end of this matchup.
The Croatian, Ivana Maranic, has lost as well. Down on mat number 1.
Also by 4 Judos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Shalanki put in a good performance there. Ooh.
She's just semi-final now.
Opens things up in the under 78 kilo category. And Umeki as well. Same result. 2 uninspiring contests side by side there. Glad we got both of those out of the way. Right. Where are we going to go
Right,
now
we
then?
have both Olympic silver medalists. One is on mat number 1, which is Kirstin Fila in blue, facing Shori Hamada of Japan in white. But on mat number 2, we have Gemma Gibbons of Great Britain in white, coming up against Christelle Gary of France
We'll stay
in
here.
blue.
We'll stay here. Because we've got Tachimoto Megumi coming up after that. So why not, yeah?
Gary and Gibbons had 2 matches before,
And
Gary, it's on Gary's favor both times, both occasions. Let's see if Gemma can overtake or overturn that
oops,
record.
1 in the eye. Yep. Just acknowledge that it was an accident, so both fighters just get back on with it.
Gemma is putting pressure on Gary, stepping out of the edge. Good start, picking up the Judo.
Crystal Gary picks up the Judo, yeah.
Gibbons has to tidy up that grip a bit more. She will be seeking to do that. Tsani Otoshi. Now she's changing the structure and her grip structure. Gary's right arm causing her a big trouble. Gemma is trying to avoid Gary's right arm. The minute Gary's got the right hand on, you can clearly see that Gemma Gibbons is in a bit of a pressure there. She tries on the left side. She tucked underneath the grip. That's caused her the penalty. You can see the domination with the right hand. Gary was complaining that Gibbons was pushing her out, and as a result of that, Gibbons picked up her second penalty now. She turned over the scoreboard from what we had at the beginning. Oh, she tries left side. That right sleeve grip is not something Gibbons likes to have on. From the French competitor. Makikomi attempt on the left side from Gibbons.
Hamada has just defeated Kirsten Thiele, by the way, down on mat number 1. So bang goes that chance.
Still have Shalanki stands the chance.
Yeah, Shalanki, that's it. She's done the top half. She's up against Hamada, and then we've got Umeki and the winner of this.
That's right. Past halfway through the contest now.
Our options are beginning to dwindle.
Exactly.
Quickly.
But that drop Senaga scored a Wazari for Gary.
Gibbons clearly doesn't like fighting Crystal Gary, does she?
Absolutely not. She can't get her hands on. That's the first and the biggest problem, because the minute Gary has the right hand, the right sleeve, that's the end of it. There's a desperation movement there.
The number 1 seed in the plus 78 kilo categories on mat number 1 at the moment, Yu Song of China. She faces Christian Busov of Germany. That's Yu's opening contest.
The time is ticking for the Osaikomi Baza for Gary. Seconds away from ending this contest.
Crystal Gary makes it 3 for 3 then.
So he's 3-0, that's right. And she'll face Mami Umeki of Japan for the spot in the final.
Gemma Gibbons is the kind of fighter that, despite that lopsided result statistic, could come up at the very wrong time for someone like Crystal Gary and turn it over. It all looks fine at the moment, but come up in a competition where it really matters. Gibbons could end up turning that over. All right. Crystal Gary winning out there. Making her way down to mat number 2 now. Tachimoto Megumi of Japan. She'll face Elisa Marchio of Italy. It will be Tachimoto in the white judogi, Marchio in blue. Tachimoto has a percentage win record of 86%. Marchio has 28%. You can put your money where you like on that one.
Tachimoto starts off with a strong left-sided grip, pressuring Marchio. Similar to what we've seen from Umeki earlier on. What is it again? Double upper left-sided grip. Pressure from Tachimoto, using a bit of a feet work there to just keep things busy. Again, it's rather a kick than a sweep for me, but I think it would be good enough. It is good enough to get the first penalty on for Marchio. Now she drops in for the right side. More pressure from Tachimoto on the left. That left arm is really strong. The minute she gets it inside on the leper, it just stops the whole movement on the right side for Marchio. Pressure again, double leper grip. Now Marchio drops underneath on the left side. Tachimoto blocks it and working in Nevaza. And that is a similar turnover of what Wang was doing. The only difference, Wang wasn't able to execute it, but Tachimoto is, and now the time is ticking for her. And that was a quick first contest from Megumi Tachimoto of Japan. She makes it through to the semi-final, which will be an interesting one, as it will be the winner of the next contest, which is Gozat Kocaturk of Turkey, facing Rui Wang of China. You'll see that contest just coming up.
Gulshan Kocaturk of Turkey versus Martin of China.
Would be an interesting matchup with Tachimoto and Wang in the semi-final. And I think we stand a chance for a Chinese-Japanese semi-final on the top half of the draw as well, as Yu Song is already won her last contest. Here we are. In white is Kocaturk of Turkey, and in blue is Wang from China.
Kocaturk should win this, you know, because Wang has not looked good, or Wang did not look good in our opening contest.
And you're right. As always. What can I say?
It's not
that
right,
was
is it?
Quick.
I mean, that was.
I was just mentioning that it would be an interesting semi-final between of Tachimoto and Wang, and you come along and telling me,
Spoil
you know
it.
what? That's not gonna be it. That's not gonna be it.
But it was the way that it happened. I mean, she just fell, didn't she? Wang just fell into that osaikomi. Look at this.
Yeah, she just
I mean, look. Over
Just
you
lay
go.
down.
Over you go.
That's Andy's quickly.
There's this pastime in America. Well, it's not a pastime. It's a job on a farm, and it's called baling hay. That's what that was like. It was like baling hay, wasn't it? Oh dear. It's going to get better right now. Bernadette Graf of Austria faces Lola Mansour of Belgium, and Lola Mansour is a good competitor. This will be a good contest between the Austrian Graf in the white judogi and the Belgian Mansour in blue. And here is Sandra Zogedi again.
Shadow keeps randomly popping in and out of the live stream. But now we have this quarterfinal to look out for. As Graf is the only one stand a chance for the home crowd to be entertained for the afternoon session. And for the final block, that's a Judo for Mansour. Back with the left-sided grip. We've seen it in her previous fight.
In Wang's defense.
And Sheldon is back.
In Wang's defense, I think she's here as a warm-up partner for Yu Sung. So they thought, well, we may as well enter her. You know, she's here. You know.
You're not bad, you know.
Put her in the competition, make up the numbers, and
you never know.
Well,
the beauty of judo.
We know now. Inamori Nami is struggling on mat number 1 against Larissa Cherik. There's no score. Both fighters have been penalised. Cherik's just the... Well, no, she's twice. Inamori Nami just the once. So looking for the first score down on mat number 1.
In the meantime, we have double penalty going out in mat number 2. One for Graf and the second one for Mansour now. More pressure from the left side. Could cause a bit of a danger. That's a coachy. Graf should hook in for that. I would give it a go. Seems to me that would work, as each time she turns in the left side, the opponent tends to try and lifting her up. And I think that coach would work for her. Back to the left side. In the meantime, mat number 1 just gone off. And Inamori defeated Cherich just by one single Shido. And here we got another double penalized. One for Graf and one for Mansour, so that's 2-3 now. More pressure from Graf, trying to end this contest by a 4th Shido for Mansour, and I think that might be it, as Mansour was dancing around at the edge of it, and we know the rules. The minute you leave the contest and step out of the contest area, you will be penalized, and that is exactly what Graf was aiming to do so. So that Bernadette Graf is in the semi-final of the under 70 kilogram category. She'll face the winner of the upcoming contest, which is World Championship bronze medalist from last year's World Championships. Is Karen Nunira of Japan and Juliana Robra of Swiss.
Nunira Karen of Japan versus Juliana Robra of Switzerland. Liebe Judo-Freunde, auf der Matte 2 im weißen Judo-Anzug die amtierende Vize-Weltmeisterin der Gewichtsklasse des 70 Kilogramm,
These two competitors haven't had a match up yet. It's the first time they facing each other. He's trying to go for a backward throw. Nonira's grip seems to me too strong for Robra. The first penalty for the Swiss girl. Not sure what was the screaming about, but I would guess that was Chao Zhou of China in mat number 1 while throwing the punches for Yuko. And here Nonira is trying to do a turnover on Robra. The referee just called mate. Robra drives in for an Ouchigari. She doesn't really want to get engaged with the gripping with Nonira. She's got a strong grip. We can see that Robra is struggling and Nonira is putting serious pressure on her on the right side. And that's probably going to give the second penalty to Robra. There it is. Robra needs to come up with plan B or plan C here against the Japanese player. And a strong right hand grip again. And she's got a strong upper right posture as well. She's happy to have just that one single grip on Robra and just keep a good distance. Because even if we go down to double Shidos, which we didn't, Robra got one, it would have been still the favor of Nonira if the referee would decide just to give a Shido each for being inactive on the mat. Robra strived in for an Osotogari attack from the side, but she haven't had any grip, so she just literally got dropped off from Nonira. Approaching the last minute of this contest now. Nonira still dominates. That right-handed grip is not helping Robra at all. Nonira is not really aiming to throw. She's just making sure that she's got a good control over her opponent and waiting for the referee to put on the last bit. There she goes for an Osotogari. Didn't work. Last 30 seconds to go now. And back again, that right-handed grip, the right lapel. Strong from Nonira. Putting more pressure. A good attack from Robra. I don't think they will give a score for it. Should have tried that earlier on. Now she's running out of time. Just 3 Shidos for Robra. That will put her down to the repechatage contest. And it's Nonira who is going to face Bernadette Graf in the second semi-final of the under 70 kilogram category. And I believe the quarter-final of the upper half of the draw, the first quarter-final also ended, whereas the Pancic defeated
Zhou Chao.
Zhou Chao, that's right, and she's through also to the semi-final.
Winner on mat 2, Nunira Karim of Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, the eliminations on mat 2 are finished.
Well, we've got one more contest down here on mat number 1. It's Antonio Moreira of Angola, and she faces Chen Fei of China. It's Moreira in the white judogi and Chen in blue. I love it. I love it. We've just been handed this note by our chief that said we're going to... We've got one that says 11:15 because it's, well, it would have been 11:30, 15 minutes after we finish.
Actually, we see the last five eliminations on that one. After that, we have a break until 12.
Good attack from
Okay,
Moreira.
12 o'clock then.
We start with the final block, starting with the early charge finals and the semi-finals.
Right, 12 o'clock. After this fight, we're going to take a break until 12 o'clock. All right? That'll be about 45 minutes, I suppose.
Here Moreira is leading by Yuko.
She scored that with?
Kosotogake.
Okay.
Bit of a danger. They fought once before, I remember, and
Oh, yeah.
Chen,
What happened then?
Chen throw Moreira.
Ooh.
That's what happened.
Can you remember where that was?
Not quite.
Okay.
But I think
Ojigari,
Moreira
sorry.
is having her revenge today.
Well, for the time being. But I don't think Chen is properly warmed up yet. He's going to get into it shortly. No, not that way. That was nothing.
Still a long time to go before we can end this contest. Oops, that's
A little bit better. So they're not quite what she's looking for.
halfway through now.
Whoops. Chen decides, well, I haven't heard mate yet. Bit of a whack to the face there.
Referee's not having it either.
Yeah. She's going for it. Not a bad effort. Collapsed there at the end, but the entry was good.
Good escape from Moreira there.
Nunira receiving instructions from Mr. Yamada in the background. He's got that striped sort of orange and black shirt on. That was a good effort, Ojigari left-sided from Moreira. Nunira's just got the white t-shirt on and they're exchanging thoughts on particular techniques. I like Yamada. He was a long time assistant to Yamashita. He knows his stuff. Oh, missed there with the Tsuonagi effort.
Now we are going towards the last minute now.
Two members of the Japanese coaching staff. I'm amused by everything that they're seeing, sitting in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. They haven't stopped laughing at the whole contest. Not sure what it is that's amused them. Ooh, that was
good
great.
Counter.
Really good. I like that.
Didn't work on the first time. I did work for the second time. It was a Ryuko up.
He's lucky not to give up a bigger score here. Chen Fei looks a little bit flat at the moment. 35 seconds left to go. Not a lot of time. He's going to be a bit desperate now. Yeah. 24 seconds.
Penalty for Moreira before the end of the contest.
Well,
So
disappointment for Chen Fei. She couldn't come up
1-1 now.
with a win. Antonio Moreira of Angola will face Kalida Zupancic of Canada.
I'm looking forward to that. What do you think, Zupancic?
It was Inamori Nami who won against Ceric there. It's 20 after 11 here in Oberwart. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with you at 12 o'clock when we bring you the repechage contests, the semi-finals and all the medal matches. But from Lance Wicks, Matthias Fischer, Sandra Zacchetti and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Pause bis 12 Uhr. Dann sehen wir uns wieder zum Finalblock.
Welcome back, and we're a minute away from the top of the hour, 12 o'clock, when we will be underway with the final block, repechage contest, the semi-finals, and all the medal matches, and all the commentary and analysis from Sandra Zaghetti. Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, Sheldon, and good afternoon, everyone else.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
It's an unusual little setup, isn't it, to have a
Yeah.
break at that time and then have a final block starting at midday, but I think the players absolutely love it.
I was going to say that,
You know?
that I think players prefer
Short and
this
sweet.
way, yes.
Short and sweet. Well, we're going to start on mat 2 in the under 70 kilo category with Lola Mansour of Belgium. She faces Juliana Robra of Switzerland. There is another repechage contest taking place on mat 1. That'll be an all Chinese head-to-head, Zhou Qiao and Chen Fei. That's the way that it's worked out. And then after we've had those, we'll have the semi-final. So we're on the right map because it'll be Lola Mansour and Juliana Robra. We'll follow that with the semi-final between Bernadette Graf and Nunira Karen, and then we'll get into the under 78 kilo category. Marie Brancer and Gemma Gibbons. Given the performances by both of them, I'd put my money on Gemma Gibbons. Brancer looked pretty flat. And it'll be Umeki Mami against Crystal Gary in the semi-final of the under 78 kilo category. The other is Shalanki Evelyn of Hungary, so sort of surprise package there, and then Hamada Shuri. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start off with Lola Mansour of Belgium and Juliana Robra of Switzerland. It's Mansour in the white judogi and Robra in blue. It's got to be Mansour, hasn't it? Got to be. She's
You think so?
well, she's been improving, you know. She's just getting that bit better. She's been around for a while. Saw her as a junior, and then she struggled with 70 kilos. If you look at the size, you know, she hasn't got that kind of, you know, she hasn't got the same kind of leggy stature that Robra has.
I think Robra has a better posture and a better, more solid stand.
But I think Mansour's getting into it. She reminds me a little bit, size-wise, of Eman. Jeffrey's Eman. And that's the weight below, really. 63. Has she gone back up?
Yeah,
To
she's under
70.
70s.
She's been like, you know, like a yo-yo. She was world champion at under 70 kilos and then went down to 63. Olympic bronze medalist and now back up to 70. I think that's done and dusted, though, to be honest.
Yeah, she will stay.
Yeah, we've seen her best.
Mansour picked up the Shido. And now Robra receives 1-2. And Mansour gets the second one. Shido's just flying a run in this match.
Mansour was a little bit off the pace there. Pick up that second penalty.
Posture also doesn't help. More pressure from Robra. I think we're not far on from a third Shido for Mansour. She cannot deal with the left arm of Robra, just stuck in there.
You've got the Chinese national championships taking place on mat 1. Zhou Qiao and Chen Fei battling it out.
There you go. You don't need to go all the way there to
No.
have a champion.
Got it live in Oberwart. No coaches involved, just the pair of them on the mat.
Robert received her second penalty, so we'll be back to where we started.
See, what's really important now is for Mansour to avoid picking up another penalty. Got to be the more positive of the two. Your opponent has just picked up a penalty. It's obvious that she committed some kind of error. Let the referees continue to focus on your opponent. Make sure that you're active, you look positive. There's still a minute to go. You've got a good chance then of them looking at your opponent again.
But Robert is the one putting the pressure on.
Catherine Unterwertacher is up in the crowd watching on. Her job's done successfully yesterday, taking the gold medal. In the under 63 kilo category, she'll be looking to see whether her teammate Bernadette Graf can make it a really successful weekend for the Austrians and take gold in the under 70. There you go, look at that.
Oh.
Oh, they were looking
Withdrawing.
to give Robber a third penalty there. I told you. And having a look. Yep. Well, they're now going to have another look. Just take your time in the middle. The referee, just let your colleagues do the sorting out and they'll come back to you. Okay, no harm done. Ooh. Attacked right on the edge, so once that attack had failed, there was very little chance for Robert to do anything.
We're looking at going into golden score, and on mat number 1 it's
Chen Fei picked up 3 penalties. Zhou Qiao defeats the higher rated Chen Fei. No love lost between those two, I'll tell you. A little bit of a, well, there was a bow, of course, but then there was a tiny handshake and then they were off. That was it. Golden score between Mansour and Robra. Yeah, the referee let that one start. It must have started before. If you're completely off the area, any action must have started or be a close enough continuation of something that took you out in order for them to allow it to go. And you can't go outside the area and then start something new. If you're out of the area, you can't start something new.
Reaching into a minute now.
Mansour's going to have to attack
Yeah, one of them will have to step up the game and put more pressure on the other, because we can clearly see that throwing is not what's going to cause trouble for neither of the players.
Ooh, that's harsh. Robra gets the third penalty, and Lola Mansour takes the contest just on the back of that single Shido that Robra gave up in the golden score period. Okay. It's close, wasn't it?
It was. I just missed the extra. I want this fight from both sides. Probably Mansour was showing a bit more of.
Yeah.
I need to get this. I want to get this rather than Robra.
We've got the semi-finals of the under 70 kilo category coming up now, and this is really the top match. Although we've got the number 1 seed. This is, as we said earlier on, isn't it? Zupancic, Moreira, Graf, Nunira.
Top 4 seeded.
The only thing that we thought that might be a little bit of a toss-up was Chenfei and Moreira. But Chenfei lost out to Moreira, so we weren't that far off. So Pancic and Moreira on mat 1. We're going to watch a contest between Austria's Bernadette Graf. She faces Nunira Karen of Japan. It's Graf in the white judo gi and Nunira in blue.
The Grand Prix champion of Zagreb from Canada, Zubacic.
Fought once before, and Nunira came out the winner then. That was in 2013
University.
at the University Championships in Kazan. Didn't know that Bernie was at university. Maybe she's left now.
No, she's still doing her final work.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That has to be a score.
Yeah, absolutely.
That has to be a score.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. No?
No
Oh,
way.
well, I'm surprised. For me,
Would
that
like
is
to see
Wazari.
that.
For me, that's Wazari.
If not a
Simigashi
bridged Ippon.
Wazari
I
here.
wasn't sure if Nunira was bridging it. No. No, she wasn't.
Or Yuko.
Yuko, yeah.
Maybe Yuko. Yep, Yuko it is.
That's right.
Yeah. On the replay, Yuko. So, you know, you look at the decision, right? We've seen it a couple of times. We've had the benefit of the replay, and it was just Yuko. From the position that the referee was in, when he saw the end of it, Nunira was on her front. If you look at the replay, you'll see Nunira on her front at the end. So from his side, that's all he saw.
Exactly.
We got to see the replay where we saw her go across on her side. Oh, problems there. Ooh, that was close. Couldn't drop the hips enough and lift
Need a bit.
Nunira for the Oshiro Goshi that would have been, and dump her on her back in front of her. That was the thinking. Graf leads by Yuko on mat 2, and Zupancic leads by Yuko on mat 1. She's kind of reluctant to go for that big Uchimata and hip technique, isn't she?
Graf. Are you talking about Graf?
Yeah. You know, she gets herself into a good position with the grip, and then doesn't
I don't
fancy
think
it.
she should have put in
There you go. There's the grip. Nice strong grip. And at some stage, you're going to go, aren't you? You're going to launch.
I think she just prefers to keep the pressure. and not risking anything.
All right, wasn't bad. See, Nunira is so extreme. It's going to have to be a really big step to get in there, isn't it, from Graf?
Absolutely.
So Pancic has thrown Moreira again for Yuko and then held her for the full ippon. So Galina Zupancic of Canada, the #1 seed, does exactly what she was supposed to and makes her way into the final. She'll face the winner of this contest between the #2 seed, Bernadette Graf, and the #3 seed, Karen Nunera, almost getting caught again. Nunera is a bit defensive here, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good pressure from
Yeah.
Graf.
Just if she turns the right way here. Now Graf push the left hip through.
Even if it's a double.
Graf gets
It's interesting to see
penalised for
that
the crushing.
something,
Yeah.
but something Nunira was given 2, now it's turned around, and the same thing she's been doing, now she got 1. Because Graf has not changed the structure of her grip or the style of her fighting.
I would really like to see her get the left leg further over and the left hip. You know, she's got good hips. She'd be able to bang Nunira over.
Her teammates are cheering up.
Inside the last minute.
Now Nunira seems to be pressuring Graf with the grip there.
Got to come back with a big attack here, Graf, now. She'll pick up another penalty.
It's good for her to control that grip, but as you said, attack needs to be put in place.
Just hung around there for too long.
Just at the last 30 seconds. Want to see the replay of that.
Well, let's have a look at the landing then. Ojigari sits her on her backside, elbows are down, and she doesn't get rolled further. She doesn't get rolled further. Yeah, it's unusual from the Japanese fight. There should just be a bow and off you go.
Yeah, they never. I've never seen one to complain.
There's the Ojigari, doesn't go on her back, and she turns onto her
anything,
front.
they turning out of it.
Yeah, because she goes onto her elbows as well.
Exactly like.
Yeah, you'll see in the replay. You only need to see it once, and that'll be enough. But she should come off the mat. She should come off the mat now. This is really unusual for a Japanese fighter.
Yes, that's right. The Japanese coach just going to check on the replay. It's difficult because they were sitting on the opposite side, so of course, probably from that angle, it did look like that it was a score. She should have pushed Graf through.
Yeah,
and then we
that's
can
what she
argue about
failed.
it.
She failed to push her onto her back.
But by the look of it, I mean, compared to the throw grabbed me, like.
Yuko. That was okay for Yuko.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, she clearly landed there, but here it's. I believe the other referees are agree with what we've seen.
Well, Ninira is getting a hand and she's walking off the mat now, but she shouldn't have been anywhere near it for so long.
Next coming up is the repechage of the under 78 kilogram category. On mat number 1, we have Ivana Maranic of Croatia facing Kerstin Thiele of Germany. And on mat number 2, we will have Marie Brunzer of Germany in white versus Gemma Gibbons of Great Britain in blue. I believe we're staying with mat number 2.
That's right. We're going to see Brancer of Germany in the white judogi and Gibbons of Great Britain in blue.
Representing Germany, Marie Brunzer. On mat 1, in the blue judogi, the silver medalist of London Olympic Games in category up to 70 kilograms. From Germany, Kerstin Thiele. And in the white judogi, from Croatia, Ivana Maranic.
Are we ready to go? All competitors arrive to the contest area.
Now, neither of these fighters lit the competition hall up this morning, did they?
Not at all.
But they've got a chance here. Do something, put themselves in with a chance for a medal. I said at the beginning that I thought, on balance, having seen both fighters this morning, that Gibbons looked the better of the two. We'll see if that turns out to be the case.
Gibbons seeking to go on the left side. Brunzer is breaking her left arm out. She knows what's coming. That's a poor Makikomi attempt. Gibbons controls the sleeve well, but now she has to push that left arm through. That's where she's comfortable to throw from. Putting pressure on Brunzer at the edge. That will give her a Shido.
Single Shido picked up by Brancer.
Now Gibbons is trying to execute an Osai Komiwaza, but I believe the leg is trapped way too much. The referee calls Mata. Second penalty for Brunzer. No rush from the British judo player. She settled with the 2 Shido on the side of bronze there. Not sure what happened there. The referee told them, come on, I haven't done mata yet, and the both players were just looking at each other. Don't know whether they run out of breath or so. Nevertheless, now they carry on and we're reaching the last minute of this repechage contest. And the third penalty goes for Branzer, and Gibbons also picks up one. That was a poor attack from Branzer on the left side, trying to do a drop Sonaga without having a grip. Under a minute. It doesn't look Gibbons is seeking to score, but rather seeking to get the time pass by. And the mat number 1 is Maronic, who is in trouble, as she picked up 2 Shidos. Time is running out for Branzer to score. She needs to step it up. And there is again Gibbons with the top left hand pressuring.
She hasn't had to do a lot, has she? You know,
No.
Branzer hasn't troubled Gibbons at all. They've had a
Absolutely
couple
not.
of exchanges in Nearwaza where Gibbons has looked the more threatening of the two, and Branzer hasn't been able to work this one out. Gibbons it is, without really being asked a great deal.
That's right. So it's Kirsten Fila and Gemma Gibbons, both are through to the bronze medal contest, and they will face the loser of the semi-finals. I don't like to say loser,
Yeah.
but
From Great Britain, Gemma Gibbons.
that's what it will be. Right, we got the semi-final coming up in the under 78 kilogram category. On mat number 1, it's Shalanki Evelyn of Hungary in white. It will be up against Hamada Shori of Japan in blue. On mat number 2, it's Umeki Mami of Japan in white, facing Gary Christil of France in blue. We stay on mat number 2. If you wish to watch the other semi-final, please feel free to do so. On mat number 1, we stay in here and follow the action Umeki against Gary. The first time these two competitors will face each other. Just waiting for all the competitors to reach the contest area, and then when both mats are ready to go, that's when we will begin the contest. Umeki is only 20 years old. Won a bronze medal at the Grand Prix last year in Qingdao. Now it's Gary who's taken control with the left-sided grip. There was a quick win on mat number 1. Shori Hamada throws Sri Lanka and makes her way to the semi-final. I mean to the final. And Sri Lanka will be the one who stands the chance to go for bronze. And here Umeki picked up the Judo. That's now more dangerous for Gary, and seems to be in a bit of a trouble. And I believe she will pick up a penalty. There you go. That equals up everything now. If Gary led Umeki to come up with a left-sided grip, then she will have to face the bronze medal contest, because Umeki looks strong with that left arm on the top. And that's not in a favor of the French girl for sure. There you go, she got the left arm. Good counter from Gary. As Umeki was reaching the left arm, putting the pressure on Gary, she decided to lunge in for left-sided also to Gary, and she did score with it. It wasn't well controlled, but the score is a score, so there you go. Gary leads by a yuko. One-sided grip from the Japanese. There's the replay. With only one hand on, she decided, okay, the only way I can escape from here and avoiding getting second penalties if I lunge in for a throw, and it was successful. She scored a yuko with it. Now she tries the same again. I don't think it will work the second time around. Umeki will be more careful with where she steps and where she grips, but she picked up the second penalty for one-sided grip. And now putting pressure on Gary at the edge. Halfway through of this contest now. Gary tries again the same on the left side. And then counter Umeki. Just literally hugged her from the back and goked her. I don't know if that will score. I doubt. Yeah, no score. Both competitors trying to pressure with the left top grip. Doesn't look good for neither side. And there is Umeki. Decides to go for left-sided Osoto Gary, scores the yuko with, and continues in Nawaza, putting Gary in Osaikomi waza, and it does not look like that. She stands the chance to move out of it, or turn out of it. She got pretty much still down on the mat. Which leads us to have a Japanese final in the under 78 kilogram category. It will be Shori Hamada facing Mami Umeki. And Gary will go down for a bronze medal contest. She will be up against Kerstin Fehler from Germany. Next coming up will be the over 78 kilogram category. We'll be starting with the repechage contest, where we have on mat number 1 we will have Christine Buezov of Germany. Here's some replay for you from the previous semi-final. So on mat number 1 we will have Christine Buezov of Germany in white facing Larisa Cheric of Bosnia-Herzegovina in blue. And in mat number 2 we have Elisa Marchi of Italy in white versus Ri Wang of China in blue. So that's Buezov Cheric on mat number 1 and Marchio and Wang on mat number 2. And we stay in mat number 2 as we have Tachimoto coming up soon after the repechage contest, we'll have the semi-final of the over 78 kilogram category. And on mat number 2, we'll have Tachimoto up against Kotatur. But for now, we stay with the repechage. It's also the first matchup between of these two judokas. Wang doesn't hesitate a lot, does she? Just goes out there, getting the top right-handed grip, putting a pressure on Marcio, giving her no chance to even get her hands on. Then the penalty is given immediately to Marcio. Right-sided attack from Wang. Seeking to get that right hand on the top. There you go. And just shows that from here you're not going anywhere. Lunges in for Makikomi on the right side. Wang got silver medal at the Grand Prix in Qingdao last year, and 2 years before that she won a bronze medal. Part of that, she has not been traveling much around. That's a poor effort from Marcio, and Wang blocks it out, going for Shimawaza. Can't quite see from here whether return or not, but she keeps going. I believe that the referee had a better view from there. Still that one single Shido standing on the scoreboard for Marcio. More pressure for Wang. Is that turnover Tachimoto was doing also on her first contest. She just needs to go past by the leg to be able to get the hold on by the referee. There you go, she managed to pass by, and now the referee signs that the hold is on. It's Osai Komiwaza, and the time begins to tick on the clock for Wang. Machio is turning out of it, that's right. That's Toketa. Wang picked up the Shido, and now she's going back for the arm lock. Whilst get the Osai Komi. But Machio tapped out, as Wang was putting on an arm lock while he's holding her down. So it will be Wang Rui who's got an opportunity to fight for the bronze medal. So mat number 1, just had a quick look at it, is 2-1 of the Shidos in a favor of Seric. I believe we can go down to mat number 1 to see the contest between Oberwart and Seric. I'm just going to ask Lance to switch us to mat number 1 so that we can have a quick look at the last minute of the second repechage. So it's 2-1 of the Shidos. Both competitors stepped out of the area. Nobody gets a Shido for that. As you can see on the screen, Saric's favorite technique is Soto Makikomi. Let's see if she can score with that in this contest. Just pressuring Buesov at the edge. Here goes Judo for both competitors being inactive. That's 3-2-2 now for the Shidos, and last under 20 seconds now. And there we go. The end of the contest of the second repechage in the over 78 kilogram category. With one single Shido, it will be Savage who's got the opportunity to go for the bronze later on.
Winner on men 1 and going to fight for bronze medal category plus 78 kilogram from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Larisa Ceric.
Larisa Ceric won a bronze medal last weekend at the World Cup, European Open, sorry, in Bulgaria, in Sofia, and maybe she can repeat the success of last week. And now we're going back to mat number 2, as we have Tachimoto
Megumi, yeah, beg your pardon, and Gulsa Kochaturk. You know, this could turn out to be a good fight. But it really depends on the mood of Kochaturk. And we saw her earlier on.
Right.
You know, she was in a, you know, as far as heavyweights are concerned, it was a reasonable little push down, you know.
So mat number 1, we have Yu Song of China in white, facing Inamori Nami of Japan in blue. And mat number 2 is Tachimoto Megumi of Japan in white, facing Gulsa Kochaturk of Turkey in blue. And both contests are the semi-finals of the over 78 kilogram category.
Yu and Inamori is a good contest as well. You know, it's a little bit tricky to choose from.
Stepping into the contest, both competitors trying to get their hands on with their favored grip.
Yeah, Kochaturk has got to break down Tachimoto's strong upper body. You know, she's got those arms that are stuck out there, keeping the Turkish fighter away. She's got to find a way past that. Oop. Yeah, she's got a nice left-sided Haragoshi. There's Tachimoto. A few people have been over to that before. Kochaturk wouldn't be the first one to get rolled over. And the Turkish fighter has picked up a Shido.
Now second penalty has been given to Kochaturk. Shows Tachimoto putting a real pressure on her. And there we go again at the edge of the mat. Might be the third penalty coming on soon.
I'm going to tell those of you at home who are watching, I'm going to tell you up front and quite early that as soon as we're finished here, you can switch over and have a look at the competition in Rome, because the men's competition is taking place in Rome, and there's plenty of judo left there. They had quite a big entry, didn't they?
Yeah, it was.
Competition, 207 fighters. So nice big numbers to deal with. Osai Komi from Tachimoto Megumi, not an unusual end to one of her contests. Kochaturk not able to come up with a real threat. So Tachimoto into the final. Now, why don't we go down to have a look and see what's happening on mat number 1, because the winner of this contest will face Tachimoto in the plus 78 kilo category final. Yu Song of China, the number 1 seed, trails by a single Yuko at the moment. Minute 17 left to go. Both fighters pick up penalties. Inamori has a second penalty against her now. Yu Sung comes up with the Makikomi. Yeah, and the Yuko. Yeah, went down on her side. Again, that was one that was away from the referee. He won't have seen the landing. It was away from him, so I'm not going to call that as an error on his part. It was close enough to let his colleagues come up with the decision, and that's what they're there for. So the tying score, that was, but a second penalty picked up by Inamori is going to cause her problems come the end of the contest.
No, she...
It's just where Yu Song wants to be.
No, exactly.
Burning a bit of time off the clock. What she doesn't want to do is freeze up now. Keep the attacks up. You don't want to be going into golden score. One more attack just to make sure. It's not going to happen. Yu Song.
And it won.
Just shades past Inamori Nami of Japan, and it's China-Japan in the final. Yu Song and Tachimoto Megumi. Should make for an interesting one, yeah?
Otherwise we would have a double Japan final, since we have one already in the under 78 kilogram category.
Right, all the medal matches are coming up. We're not going to hang around. We're going to get straight into them, and we're going to begin with the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the first bronze medal fights on the second day of the European Judo Open Women 2015 in Oberwart.
Now, Zhou Chao of China faces Nunira Karen of Japan. In the first of the bronze medal matches, we've got the bronze medal match on mat 2 to take a look at. It's Lola Mansour of Belgium. She faces Antonio Moreira of Angola. That's the one that we're going to look at. Okay. Here is Sandra Zoghetti again.
Again, we're just waiting for all the competitors to end their contest area so that we can begin both bronze medal contests at the same time.
I like this matchup between Mansour and Moreira, two different styles.
Absolutely. It's a good start for Mansour. straight into the bronze medal contest. Scoring for Ippon with the left-sided drop Sonaga. She's been trying that the whole day long, but this time, and I think that was the right time when she scored with it.
Well, we were saying earlier on that Moreira's got one of two ways to go. She either gets banged over herself. Yeah,
That's
she
right.
gets thrown for Ippon there. Well, that early finish to the Mansour Moreira contest allows us to go to map number 1 to see what's happening with the Asian Championships. Zhou Qiao faces Nunura Karen of Japan. The Chinese in the white judogi and the Japanese in blue.
Zhou seems to be the one with more pressured grip for me. And Nira picks up the Shido.
The winner on mat 2 and first bronze medalist in category up to 70 kg was Lola Mansour of Belgium.
Nira is trying for Ochigari. She's a bit far up for that. And now Zhou decides to take it over. And chops down Nunira on the ground, trying to work in Navaza. Already halfway through to the contest, not much been going on except the Shido on the side of Nunira.
Left-sided low Marotte Seonage effort from Zhou, but didn't move Nunira.
Back with a right-handed grip from the Japanese. Going
Quick
for
look at the
double
clock,
uppercut.
sorry. Yeah, a quick look at the clock by Zhou Qiao there. Not sure whether that's going to change her tactics or not, but she is penalty free at the
Instead
moment.
of Ochigari, and
No,
this
it's not gonna
time she
matter now,
managed to push it through. Nice throw from the Japanese.
Winner on mat 1 and the second bronze medalist in category up to 70 kg.
Strange because it doesn't look like it's gonna go, and the next thing you know is that the opponent is flat out on their back.
This is where
She
it looks
even
as though it's going
twitches
to
a
break
little bit
down,
out.
yeah. Looks as though it's going to break down halfway through, but she manages to redirect Zhou. Zhou looks as though she's going to go off to her right
Exactly.
there, but she turns things around and takes her straight back and flat on her back. Good one from
Nice throw.
Nunira Karen. She's going to be on the podium, not quite where she wanted to be, the number 1 spot.
And now we're going to witness the final of the under 70 kilogram category.
Number 1 and number 2 seed. The number 1 seed is Kalida Zupancic, and she faces Bernadette Graf of Austria, the number 2. This is it then.
And the head-to-head statistic is 2-2.
All right. Here's the decider then. And Zupancic having to...
So it is doable
Yeah,
for Graf
yeah.
to repeat the success of Unter with that by statistic, of course, I'm saying.
just wants to get her head up and not get pulled down by
Not this way.
Zupancic.
Battle for the grip. One of the fighters having less than what they want when it comes to the gripping. But the punch is taking over on the left side again and putting a serious pressure on Graf. Doesn't look good for her, does it? There's a penalty for her.
Picked up the penalty for a false attack. It's early days yet. First minute just
That's
gone.
better for her. That's a better gripping.
Yeah, strong when she's got the left arm on.
That's right. But both of them, as soon as neither fighter has the left arm on, they both in a danger.
This time Graf with the right arm up at the top there. And it's Zupancic who picks up the penalty for a gripping infringement. Yeah. Just finding the grips with Graf a little bit difficult and picking up the penalty there.
Much better.
Tries to follow that up now. Decided against it.
Better for her pinning down that left sleeve. Less danger. But now she needs to come up with something. Doesn't look good. Just managed to block it off. As the punch was going for a left-sided attack. Again, a cross grip.
That was close, yeah.
Yeah, she followed it up slightly more than before, but there was not much control over the action. Let's see how much the home crowd and the teammates can push out of Graf. As we're reaching the last minute now. To left against left. Seems to me that Graf got a slight solution just to avoid at least getting thrown on the left side by Zupancic, but now I think we're gonna have to come up with something else to actually score. Good control over the sleeve. She managed to put her left arm back on. That's the edge. Haven't seen Graf often being aggressive on the mat or showing any aggression. She's always calm and kind.
She attacked right away. Oh. Harsh.
I definitely disagree with that.
Oh.
There you go.
Yuko though.
And
this will Saikomi. It's not gonna. Sorry, it's not gonna matter because your Saikomi's on. Yeah. Doesn't matter now about a Yuko. Nunira must be watching that and thinking, how come she got a Yuko and I didn't?
That's right, but it doesn't matter as you said because, and even they did swipe off. They did wipe off the
yeah,
Yuko.
they did take off the Yuko because that was the same thing.
Exactly. Celebration.
wiping the sweat from his forehead. He was perspiring there a bit, wasn't he?
I'm done for today. Or drop down for the weekend.
Goldmedaille des zweiten Wettkampftages geht nach Österreich. Sieger der Klasse 70 Kilogramm.
So it's 3-2 now. The graph
Let's have
is
a
the
look.
replay of
Well, that wasn't.
one of the
That
throw-in
wasn't, yeah.
attempts.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Here we go.
Franchi was going for a Makikomi on the left side, and Graf decided to counter.
No score. That was a good one. No score. It's good that they took that away at the end.
And it was good from
Yeah.
Graf to carry on
Yeah.
in the Nevasa
Yeah.
to make sure that
Finished it off.
that's right. So we have another gold medalist for Austria.
Liebe Freunde, wir kommen nun zu den Bronzemedaillenkämpfen der Gewichtsklasse des 78 Kilogramm.
We got the bronze medal matches in the under 78 kilo category. Let's take, well, we saw Gibbons and Sri Lanka. Why don't we have a look at Kirsten Thiele and Crystal Gary? It's Thiele in the white judogi for Germany and Gary in blue for France.
The silver medalist of the Olympic Games in London from Great Britain, Jenna Gibbons. In blue judogi, the gold medalist of the European Open in Madrid, representing France, Christelle Gary. And in the white judogi, the silver medalist of the London Olympic Games in the category up to 70 kilogram. From Germany, Kerstin Thiele.
Well, we're underway with the semi-finals in the, bronze medal matches, beg your pardon, bronze medal matches in the under 78 kilo category. Gibbons and Sri Lanka on mat 2, and we're watching Kirsten Thiele of Germany and Crystal Gary of France. The French fighter, the taller of the two. Oji Gary left-sided from Kirsten Thiele. Just putting Gary under a little bit of pressure there. So they're trying to drag Crystal Gary onto that technique. Never really looked as though that was going to come off. A slightly better effort, a better upper body position. That was in the right place. The feet didn't, because they moved a great deal there. Crystal Gary leading by Yuko at the moment. Gary picks up a second penalty, this time for a gripping infringement. And left-sided effort there from Kirsten Thiele. Crystal Gary has picked up a third penalty, finding things difficult against Kirsten Thiele, who's doing a good job here. Not only has she avoided picking up a penalty, Crystal Gary has drawn 3, and Kirsten Thiele has got the Yuko on the board, which is the most important thing. To tidy up a little bit of blood from Kirsten Thiele's cheek. That was the Nippon Seonagi. Kind of dragged Crystal Gary onto her back there, didn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Kirsten is still with the medical. Doesn't look so serious.
No, it shouldn't be long before we get back underway.
She's back now. Just tying up her gi, and then we get going again with the last minute of this bronze medal contest. And Kirsten to try again that Seonaga on the right side. Bit of pressure from Gary there. But Thiele, Kirsten can still handle another Judo on the scoreboard. As we're approaching the last 10 seconds of this contest. Almost got countered there. Fila just has to stand the last 4 seconds in order to collect her bronze medal. And there she's managed to stand that last bit of the contest, and it's Kirsten Fila who is going to take the second bronze medal. That's the under 78 kilogram category.
It's worked out reasonably as we thought. Just apart from the slip by Kirsten Thiele in the semi-final there. Suspected that Kirsten Thiele might be able to make it to the final. That wasn't the case, but she's got herself a spot on the podium. We've got the final of the under 78 kilo category coming up now. Hamada Shori of Japan faces Umeki Mami, her teammate, but all Japan. Final in the under 78 kilo category.
Again with no coaches.
No.
Just the two of them.
The bronze medalist of the Asian Grand Prix of Judo from Japan, Umeki Mami. And in white judo,
Hamada won a bronze medal at the Tokyo Grand Slam last year.
representing Japan, Hamada Shori.
Yeah, I thought Hamada looked the better of the two fighters earlier today.
I agree with you.
That was my thinking.
No wasting time. Let's get on with it.
She wasn't going backwards, was she?
No, not at all. Normally you get the players doing a bit of circle movement there or stepping
No.
sideways or so. She just gone right into it.
They were straight into it.
Putting some serious pressure on Umeki, does not let her to stand up at all. The minute she got hold of her, this is it, you're not going anywhere. Now Umeki is putting in left-sided attacks. But Hamada is not disturbed by any of those. Uchimata on the left. Hamada is trying on the right side. Oshiwaza. Now straight into Nevaza.
Mickey, just that single Shido at the moment. There's plenty of time. Score would do it. Steps around the Uchimata and almost gets caught.
Umeki, yes.
Yeah, she's coming out. Almost getting caught there. Now a chance for Umeki to try and work something on the ground.
It looked effortless to me.
Yeah.
Turned over Hamada just like a practice on a training session.
Yeah, she's got the leg trapped.
Trying to break her arm into every angle.
Sandra Zaghetti doesn't mean that literally. He just
No. But it looks like
it's
actually.
just a phrase that she chose there.
By the looks of it, she was just pulling Hamada's arm in every angle, trying to make her tap. Oh, there's the left-sided. There you go. That's.
Okay, so Umeki it is who dishes out the spanking this time. Hamada Shori going over for Ippon. Nicely executed technique by Umeki Mami, and That one is done and dusted. Well, we knew the destination of the gold medal. We just didn't know which of the Japanese was going to take it.
There's some replay of the final contest. An Uchimata attempt and then a foot sweep from Umeki before she decided to put in all effort, and there you go. Beautifully executed throw.
We've got the awarding ceremony in the under 78, under 70 kilo category. That was a beautiful Koshiguruma from Hamada.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medals are presented by the European Judo Union Marketing Vice President, Dr. Hans-Paul Scherer.
Right, let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and have a look at the lineup for the medalists in the under 70 kilo category. Lola Mansour of Belgium picks up a bronze medal, as does Nunira Karen of Japan.
Silver medalist representing Canada, Kalita Zubancic.
Silver medal goes to Kalita Zupancic of Canada, the number 1 seed. She lost out to the Austrian, the home favourite, the number 2 seed at this competition, Bernadette Graf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flowers are presented by the mayor of Oberwart, Mr. Georg Rosler. Ladies and gentlemen, now please rise for the national anthem.
Now the national anthem of Austria.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists in category up to 70 kilogram. I ask the officials to come together for the family picture, please.
Right, we've got the bronze medal matches now in the plus 78 kilo category coming up. Larissa Çelik of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Gulse Kocaturk of Turkey on mat number 1, and then on mat number 2 we've got Wang Rui of China. She faces Ina Morinami of Japan. We're going to watch the contest on mat number 1.
On mat
Yeah, Larissa Cherik and Gulsa Kochaturk.
IGF Grand Slam in Tokyo. From Japan, Inamori Nami. And in white judo, the silver medalist of the IGF Grand Prix Qingdao from China.
Do you think we can get a chat with Bernadette Graf? Let me go and see if we can bring her up here.
The silver medalist of the European Championship from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Larisa Ceric.
So here we have Ceric in white and Kochaturk in blue for the bronze medal in the over 78 kilogram category. Kochaturk is dominating, and there he is. All she was doing is dominating on the left side, helping with her feet, quick chop down and straight into Nevaza, finishing it off with an arm lock, and she's the one who's taking the bronze medal in the over 78 kilogram category. Got the replay here, yeah, she goes for a Makikomi. Ceric blocks it, she turns back and decides to go for Nevaza, and as the arm was right out there, she might as well finish off the contest with an arm lock. So that's Gulsa Kochaturk, who is taking the first bronze medal. And I think we go down to mat number 2 to check on the second bronze medal contest. There it is. Inamori already managed to score a Vazari. So it's one who is in need of catching up with now.
Bernadette Graf is off hobnobbing with the mayor and various dignitaries who are swanning around her at the moment as she takes photographs in front of the sponsors' boards. So no chance of us grabbing the Austrian hero of the moment. We have to make do with Wang Rui and Inamori Nami at the moment. Missed out on Larissa Cherik, and
there's a quick arm lock from the Turkish player, Kochaturk.
Gulsa
Yeah.
Kochaturk, yeah.
So she won the
You
bronze
know,
medal.
It's all just about mood with Gulsa Kochaturk.
Yeah, that's right.
If she's in the right mood, you know.
Just give us a quick
She did this. She gave us a big
Big
wave and
wave.
a big smile. Her ears must have been burning because she knew she knew that we were talking about her. Big friendly giant. Wang has been a bit of a disappointment, actually, as far as a contender. You know, she's in there with a shout for a medal, but that's because this part of the competition we didn't really look at. We were looking at the, you know, the potential gold medal match, and we had decided that the most likely gold medal match was Yu Song and Tachimoto Megumi, and that's how it's turned out. The only hope for a European medal was Gulsa Kochaturk, and that's how it's turned out as well.
That's right.
She did that. And it was Kochaturk who defeated Wang, just sort of highlighting the fact that she's not, well, we know she's not number 1 or 2 Chinese, but yeah, she's not really up to it.
Not much left for Wang to make some changes on the scoreboard. Still that was Ari hanging on Inamura's side. Second penalty for Wang has been just given. Inamura is standing solid, defeating and blocking off Wang's attacks.
Inamura Inami wins that rather tepid-looking bronze medal match, I'm afraid. Wazari. A couple of penalties apiece, but nothing to really write home about on that one, I'm afraid.
Winner and the second bronze medalist in category plus 78 kg from Japan, Inamori Nami. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final of women's category.
Coming up next, the final of the over 78 kilogram category. Number 1 seeded Yu Song of China facing number 2 seeded Tachimoto Megumi of Japan. It will be Yu in white and Tachimoto in blue.
In the blue judo the bronze medalist of the last World Championship champions from Japan, Tachimoto Megumi. And in the white judo the ITF Grand Prix champion of Qingdao, Abu Dhabi and Zagreb, from China, Yu Song.
Here we are with the last contest today then. The final of the plus 78 kilo category. It was, as we suspected, Yu Song of China to face Tachimoto Megumi of Japan. And it's a question of whether Yu Song can stay nice and upright, nice and strong, and keep coming forward. I think that is a much better bet. Doesn't look anywhere near as good if she's on the back foot, so it's a good grip as well. See if she can use that. Tachimoto's head has gone into her gi. Beautifully thrown there, left haragoshi. That was terrific.
That was really, really good.
That was one of the throws of the tournament. A big smile from Yu Song. She knows she's just been caught there. That's what can you do? Just got caught.
That was a really stunning throw, and it's a good end.
Yeah.
It's unusual in the over 78 kilogram category.
That was
as well,
one of the throws of the
really
tournament.
nice. Yeah, probably.
Look at this.
Tachimoto Megumi of Japan.
Steps right across. Wow.
Maki
Look,
Tsukada
yeah, she
please,
loved that.
yeah.
Tsukada was all over that one.
Yes.
Wasn't she? Well, it was a good end to the day. I'm sure we'll see that on a few more highlight reels. We've got the awarding ceremony in the under 78 kilo category coming up next.
The medals are presented by the European Union Member Referee Commission, Mr. Metin Özkan. Bronze medalist representing Great Britain, Gemma Gibbons.
Gemma Gibbons collects a bronze medal,
Kerstin Thiele.
as does Kirsten Thiele, two Olympic silver medalists standing side by side, different weights,
Representing Japan.
but up on the medal podium again.
And gold medalist and winner of European Judo Open 2015. From Japan, Umemi Nami.
Silver medal went to Hamada Shori of Japan, and her teammate took the gold medal, Umeki Nami.
Austrian Judo Federation Vice President, Mr. Erich Pachori. Ladies and gentlemen, now please rise for the national anthem of Japan. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich nun für die Nationalhymne Japans.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists in category up to 78 kilograms.
Handshakes all round then from the quartet as they depart the podium. All right, we've got one more awarding ceremony to bring you now. This time it's the plus 78 kilo category fighter. There goes Yu Song. She ended up with the silver medal. Well, it looks as though we've got everything ready down at the far end of the competition hall. Let's go over to see the awarding ceremony in the plus 78 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medals are presented by the European Judo Union Member of the Refereeing Commission, Mr. Bronze medalist representing Japan, Inamori Nami. And bronze medalist representing Turkey, Gulsha Turk.
Inamori Nami of Japan receives her bronze medal, as does Gulsa Kochatur from the EJU refereeing commissioner Marianne Hefka. Silver medal goes to Yu Song of China. And the gold medal goes to Tachimoto Megumi of Japan. Now, we're not going to detain you any further. We're going to just let you know that there'll be more live judo next week when we bring you live coverage from the Dusseldorf Grand Prix. And there is continued coverage of the European Open from Rome, if you want to click over and see that one. I suppose we'll wait for the anthem and then we'll give you a final goodbye. Shouldn't be too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalist, plus 78 kilograms.
Right, well, that's all the live action that we've got for you from Oberwart in Austria for this year. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. As I just mentioned, we've got more live judo taking place at the moment in Rome. You can jump over there and pick up the commentary with Loretta Cusack. Next week we will be at the IJF Grand Prix in Dusseldorf, but from everybody here on the broadcast team, it's bye-bye.